So the first thing I want to do is launch Word, and I want to walk you through the interface. In 2007, Microsoft changed the interface on all their Office products. So if you're using an older version of Office prior to 2007, the interface will look completely different from this version of Office. So this will serve as a great refresher on where things are in the new Office interface. And if you're brand new to Word, this will be a great first look at the Word program. So if I go to my Start menu, I have all the Office products pinned to my Start menu. Now let's just say Word is something I'm going to use every single day. So I may want to save the step of having to go to Start, then click on Word here. So I want to make a shortcut to my desktop. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to literally drag the Word icon onto my desktop and it'll create a shortcut for me. So if I do this, see pin to Start menu. Once I get off this, create link in desktop. So I'm going to put it right up here. And now I have a shortcut to Word. So all I do is double click on this icon and it launches the program Word. The first thing we see when we open Word, and this is because this is a brand new version of Word, like I've never actually opened a document in Word, is you would see recently opened documents. Since this is brand new, I don't see any documents here. But if I had documents on my PC, I would then open a document here. And this could be PC, it could be an external hard drive, or it could be an online source like OneDrive. So if I click on Other Documents, I could go to OneDrive if I was logged into a Microsoft account. I can go to this PC. I could just browse and go to whatever drive I have connected to my PC and find a document. So if you want to open an existing document, that's the way to do it. If I don't have any documents and I just want to start from scratch, I'd click the back arrow and I'll call this like the template selector, because what this is to the right here, starting at the blank document, this is a blank document template. And then all these other templates are basically Microsoft giving you templates to use to get started with certain projects. So you have like different design for reports, cover letters, flyers, and we'll go through this a little bit later. And there's a lot of other things that might be a little more useful than what you see here. And it's a good place to start. But for this purpose, to go through the interface, I just want to go through a blank document. So I'm going to double click on blank document. And now I'm launched a blank document in Word. I just really quickly want to walk you through the interface. So for this purpose, if you're not familiar with the way Microsoft Office products interfaces are right now, up here you have this menu. And if you recall in very older versions of Office, you'd click on a menu and it would have a drop down and then you'd have to select what you want to do. Right now, this is called a ribbon. So if I click on the Home tab, this shows me everything in the Home tab. So the Home tab has Clipboard, which is cut and paste and format painting. You have fonts, paragraphs, styles, and editing. And this is all in the Home tab. Insert, like the name says, is where you want to insert things. You got page breaks, insert tables, pictures, different kinds of comments, things like that, headings, footings, things like that, text boxes. Design is where you're going to get into these different styles and themes and colors. And this is where with one mouse click, we could completely change the look, the colors, the fonts of the document. So we don't have to go through and reformat every line item and every heading and everything in the whole document. This is really powerful stuff. There's a layout tab, which gives you page setup, paragraph, arrange, reference tab, mailing. It's just like your mail merge, review. This is really powerful. This is where you have, first of all, you have your spell check. It has a thesaurus, a word count built in. But right over here in the tracking area is where really, if you're going to collaborate on a document, you may want to see what things people changed, right? Like what did they change? So this tracks changing and things like that, which is really good when you're kind of working with multiple people. Or even if you're working on your own thing and you're just making some changes and you just want to make sure you keep track of everything you changed. We have a view tab, which is really like what you see on the screen. So this is the print layout, which is kind of like, looks like a piece of paper. Like if I printed this, this is what it would look like. Go to read mode, kind of reads like a book. So right now there's nothing in this document, but if I click read mode, it would kind of read left to right and right to left by these little arrows. So it would just have everything in this page. And if you see here, it's blown up. So it kind of fills the whole page. And then you just keep clicking the arrows over. I'll show you that when we get some information in the document. But this is if you just want to kind of take a look at Not so much the layout, like how it would look printed, but you just want to look at, like, read the text on screen. This is probably the best way to do it because it blows it up for you and you just kind of click through. But I think also looking at the print layout, kind of, it just looks the most normal for Word, and it's easier to see like how a document's going to look if I print it. So that's one of those things. I just leave it usually on print layout, but you can play around with those layouts. This is also basically, it's like a search bar for Word, and so I'll get into this a little later. This is a new feature and it's powerful. So if you look down here in the bottom left, it shows you page 1 of 1. There's 0 words right now in this document. This is if you want to record a macro. I'll show you that later on. Over here on the right, this is where you get into that reading view or reading mode, print layout mode, and they have a web layout mode. So if you kind of want to see how things would look on a website, that's the mode you'd probably look at. And then I also have the arrows plus and minus, or a slider here to kind of see and zoom in. So say you want to fill up the page with this, you kind of just hit plus or back down, or you can just click here and get an exact amount, right? So here it's 200, 175, or you could just type in, hey, I want to just see 72%. For whatever odd reason, that's what you want to see, and that gets you to 72%. Get back to 100%, and that's that. On the top right here, you have minimize the window, restore the window, close the window. Over here is you could sign into a Microsoft account. And then over on the left-hand side at the top, this is something called the Quick Access Toolbar. And I'm going to show you that in the next video.